Yeah, the engine room of the steamship is off limits. There's a couple of Minotaur guards down there, and mostly gnomes working in the engine room itself. Keeping it tuned up. But there's always a possibility of somebody trying to sabotage it. So the Minotaur guards rebuff your attempts.
Damn it.
Anyway.
He's sad now. He goes back to his cabin.
Yeah. So once you get to there, it takes actually several days to get down to in a carriage, basically, to get down to the capital, Fire Down itself, which is this nice little place here. So your characters get to at least know each other's names if you haven't met in the office before. Get to learn a little bit about each other. So who would like to go first?
I gotta bring up Roll20 again.
As do I, because apparently it does not want to load.
I guess I'll start then.
All right, just give a name and a general overview description of what the other characters get to see when they're looking at you.
Ironius. I'm Ironius. I am a tall half-orc that tends to stand up straight and seems well enough groomed, but when inspect closer, the flaws from being raised by rangers start to show, with stains of dirt and grass appearing on the plain green and brown clothes. He's not much of a handsome man, but he is built impeccably from long, hard days in the wilderness and being trained.
And how about you, Quentin?
My character is Brad. He's relatively handsome, and he has a blue tattoo on his left cheek. He has a nice demeanor and carries a lot of medpacks around to keep people healthy. He also has a decent amount of weapons with him.
And he's just a human?
He's a human. Basic human,
Alright. How about Nidrik? Sorry, I can't pronounce your name very well.
You can call me Anthony.
Anthony. Well, there's two Anthonys here, so that's a little
That doesn't help.
Of course, I called the other one Cave, so...
Yep.
Alright, well, you would see a red-skinned tiefling with horns that curl out of his head, slightly curling back like the horns of a ram. Skin steep red, forked tail, forked tongue. Something you'd probably notice is he doesn't cast a shadow when in sunlight. Generic, fancy-ish looking clothes, and usually is found nowhere without his violin.
And finally, Cave.
Oh, my name is Fredrickson. I'm a gnome about 3 feet tall, 200 years old, and I look like I just got out of a mental institute, wearing a lab coat, goggles, and my little fanny pack with all my tinkering tools in it. I've been kicked out of several departments before for blowing stuff up, even in departments I shouldn't be blowing up. And the only reason why I haven't been fired yet is because my family is a noble family, and they're like, just keep them there. It keeps them distracted and out of trouble here. So now they sent me away because they're tired of me blowing up their labs. So now I'm on the epic adventure. And I have my little pseudo-dragon familiar on my shoulder. His name is Ted. Apparently he likes strawberries.
Alright. Eventually, you guys reach the castle and are dropped off and are sent into the Chancellor's office. I shall put your tokens down. That's right. Double size on this. You guys appear small next to the enormous minotaurs.
I look tiny compared to him.
Yeah. There you go. Let's put you there. So you enter a nicely appointed office. Before you is a minotaur in robes. He looks fairly old. One of his horns is broken. It's just kind of like got a little, not quite stump, but it's like a jagged end. Like something happened to him at some point. And the entire office is like filled with books and scroll work and all sorts of stuff that you normally associate with, the learned or, magic users and such.
Yep.
So he looks up at you and says, are you the defense contractors from Emlarin then?
Yes, we are.
Oh, good. The king is quite upset about what's going on in the south right now. I don't know how much your boss has told you, but it looks like there's some sort of attack going on down there in the very areas we've been planning that railroad.
How rude of them.
Yes. It seems that there's some sort of undead skeletons, from what I'm hearing, attacking villages, going after survey teams, causing mischief and basically frightening people. And a lot of people are just thinking that this is cause to not do the railroad project, which again is upsetting our king. He's been quite looking forward to this, and he's not sure who to blame.
Oh, necromancers for sure. That's always they're usually pretty, they're usually the ones that like to bring back the dead. Messy business, really.
Indeed. In fact, he recently, as of this month, declared that necromancy is illegal and has been arresting anyone even suspected of necromancy. The guards have been told to be on the lookout for such types.
I see.
But he suspects that perhaps one of our neighbors, who otherwise hates necromancy, has formed some sort of unholy alliance with them just to stop us in our progress.
Uh-huh.
Either that, and he pauses for a moment, or he suspects a separatist group in the south. He has mentioned that he wants just to end all of this and shore up our borders and perhaps bring martial law to the south.
Yeah, let's try to avoid that.
Yes, especially since it would probably put us at odds with your country.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. War is never fun.
So, I take it you, small one, are the leader of this group?
He looks around. Sure.
Now's the time to object if anybody else wants the position.
I just met these guys.
I mean, I'm here for no particular reason, so I don't care.
You're here because your boss sent you the sack of gold and told you just to behave there, and you'll get paid as normal when you come back home for a job well done.
Yeah, as long as no one dies, I'm good.
So the Chancellor rises up. The old Minotaur rises up from his desk and produces two sending. So was it? What are they called? Messaging stones or sending stones? Messaging stones.
Sending
right?
stones.
Sending stones. They are messaging stones. I just think of them as messaging stones. And hands one over to Frederickson and looks around at the group.
Sweet.
And decides to hand the other one over to Bron. Since it'll be difficult... Since it will take some time for you to cover the distance all the way to the south from here to figure out what's going on, the best way to get information back to us, a speedy... Sorry, my brain is tripping. 1 second. The best way to send information back to us quickly, without delay, is to contact me via one of these sending stones. I'm giving your party 2 of them, just in case you lose one. Kind of like looks down at Fredrickson. Well, perhaps
He just waves.
eaten by something in the south.
Thank you. Very considerate of you.
Well, there was really a consideration for the country at large. Just today, the Chancellor said you have until the 30th of Divine to solve this mystery, to figure out who the real enemy is, or he's going to enact his more martial law and protecting the country, especially the north of the country, from the rabble and those who would attack us.
Makes sense.
Great. I'm forgetting my own section. I think it's called Renewal. Let me just see.
Sorry.
Hold on. Sorry.
Don't worry.
Renewal comes before Divine. Divine's basically the summer. Renewal is spring. 75th out of 90 days. So that makes it 45 days, basically.
Awesome.
It's giving you 45 days to get this done.
We can do it.
Yes.
We've got touch. We've
Now,
got power.
Your employers have booked you a room at the inn for the next couple nights for anything you might need to do here in the city. Sorry, he didn't say the inn. He says inn and gives you a particular name. Right now I'm forgetting what the name is. I think I just have it listed as inn. But such an inn, it's got some nice adjacent locations on the main streets. Armor shop, weapon shop, tavern, temples, basically all sorts of useful stuff. Temples are, again, one thing you guys don't have over in Larn. You don't have open temples because of the laws that the vampires made. So that would actually be quite different for you. Now, is there anything you need to ask me? He says.
Is there like any particular good place to go to buy stuff like potions or magical stuff?
Well, I imagine on that particular street that there is a magical shop. I believe there is a. You should be able to find it. It's probably right next to the inn you've been booked in. He says, and he gives you directions basically to the shop.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Well, I ain't got nothing else to ask, so you guys want to get going to the inn?
Do you have any other business with us?
Well, for the moment, no, I do not. I just hope that you can solve this mystery soon. I'd rather not see my country going into martial law or, declaring war on either of our Druidic neighbors.
Very well.
Yeah, we'd rather stay
We
on
bid
the
you
way,
adieu.
too.
We bid you adieu. We'll do our best. And Valifar's going to start walking out.
See ya. And Fredrickson leaves.
I just follow my new leader.
I guess we'll follow him for now.
Sure, and I'm going to make my way to the inn.
All right.
Yeah.
Sorry, do you guys wish to look at anything in the castle before you leave, or shall I just punch you over to the next screen?
Yeah, just go ahead and put us over to the next screen.
Alrighty then. I can do that.
Whom currently is holding on to the bag full of gold?
I guess I can.
I don't really care too much.
No, this map here is like really not a it's not a positional map of any kind. It's just basically 3 major location types of places. Markets, the inn if you want to go to the inn, or the tavern. If you have another location, I can always add it in. this is basically just the shops, the inn, and the tavern. There are other locations though. There are banks. Let's see, banks, bathhouses, libraries, stables, school, and arena are also around that you might wish to visit.
Cool.
Maybe we should go shopping for like potions and stuff first, so that we don't forget.
We probably should pick up some other things that we don't have.
Mm-hmm.
Like weapons.
I need the battle axe and a warhammer. And the shield.
Already.
I actually need quite a bit of things, so...
I mean, I could do with another map kit, so...
Well, how much gold did we'd receive? 500?
Yeah, you see 500 for the for the group of you to share. The accountant of your company determined that 500 would be what you needed for outfitting yourselves and taking transportation. Now he might not be right about that. You might need more, but he basically looked at it and got for basic stuff you can do this, this, and this.
Right.
And of course there'll always be the chance to random encounters, monsters, gold.
Yep.
Other places to shop later, but
How about this? There's 500 gold pieces here currently. There's 4 of us. We can just split it 4 ways evenly. Go about to get what we need. And then
good.
meet back here within, say, an hour.
Let's see.
Seems
125 gold pieces each to get what you need. Sounds more than reasonable for everyone.
Yep, works for me.
I need someone to help me shop, please. Not
You're
so bad.
welcome. You're welcome to accompany me.
Thank you greatly.
All I ask is that you help me carry my stuff.
Gladly.
You said that they said there's a magic shop nearby?
yes.
I would like to go to that magic shop.
Yeah, I'll go to while we're
But
going.
I'm going to determine that this little spot over here shall be the magic shop.
Well, I'm going to post in Roll20 all the stuff that I'm looking
I'm
for.
big. I'm humongous.
No, sorry, I was just trying to
Never been
fix.
this big
I was just trying to
before.
fix the things. That's the only problem for transferring over between maps like that. All right,
So what I just posted in
hold on.
Roll20.
That's
Hold on.
looks like your stuff.
Yeah.
Let's hold on
Great.
1 second.
Actually, that should be studded leather. Studded
Yes,
leather.
fix your
you don't
token
need
sizes. There we
costumes.
go. So you walk into the magic shop, and a male gnome looks up at you. Ah, hello, welcome.
Howdy. You wouldn't happen to have a bag of holding, would you?
Bag of holding. He basically looks at a list of thinks for a moment, looks around at his shop. Give me 1 second. I have a listing of basic equipment. I just want to remember what level range the bag of holding is.
Yeah.
I think
Figured
it's,
that'd be cool to have.
I think it's common, but I'm not sure.
Well, because basically you look around and you see stuff. I have it listed in my notes as level 1 to 3 to scrolls for level 1 to 3 and simple magic items. If it's a simple magic item, it'll be there. You notice that anything related to undead or battling undead is at a 20% markup. So that anything that you want to buy in the shop that deals directly with the undead is 20% more than you would find it in Amlaran. Everything else is basically about what you'd expect to pay.
Jeez.
So, would it be alright with you if I added up everything that I need and just subtracted that gold
Sure.
to expedite it? Got it.
I'll do the same.
So you sound like tourists. An Amlaran accents, if I'm not mistaken. He says. I've heard that we're now getting a railroad from you guys. Sounds quite exciting.
Oh yeah. It'll be way faster than that boat that we took here.
Yes, yes. Yeah, unfortunately the bag of holding is listed as uncommon. You only see common magic items in the shop.
Damn.
A bag of holding, he thinks. No, I'm afraid not. A little bit...
What do you have?
Well, he kind of looks around and says, well, I have mostly common magic items. So basically anything you look around, it's listed in the book as common and magical, you'll find here.
Alright, let me see. Just a second.
And once again, anything that specifically says, you know, against the undead, blah, 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 is at a markup. There are some scrolls lying around. They're all, like, you know, lower level spells, like a light spell and whatnot. Spell of Cure Wounds, all that sort of thing. Things that basically look in your player's handbook and say levels 1 through 3.
How
Yeah,
expensive
I'll
are-
take a look at that.
Except, of course, for Animate Dead. There's nothing necromancy, no necromancy spells, though.
Yeah. Does he also sell healing potions? And how much do they go for?
They go for the books, for whatever the standard price is for a healing potion.
50 gold.
I'll just take one then.
Ah, very good, sir. So, what brings you guys to town?
We're on a secret mission.
I hid things.
Well, there's lots of
True.
things.
I didn't do it.
There's plenty of things to hit down south. There's not as many guards wandering about keeping people safe. And I hear that the orc tribes are back. They come through Hellspring every once in a while, migrating east and west.
Huh. Interesting. Maybe we'll see your cousin here. He's elbowed Ironius in the knee.
Can't get a shield +1. Darn it.
So now, while people are looking around in their books to figure out what they want to buy, what does anybody else wish to do?
I'll be trying to collect local gossip
All right. I believe there's
in a very bardic fashion.
So that means you're probably heading over to the tavern, right?
Yeah, that's where I was heading back after doing my shopping.
That would be that place there. Let me populate it. As you walk in, you see that there is a halfling standing behind the bar, kind of standing up on a stool, serving various patrons.
Okay.
This token down in here.
Halfling.
Yep. Halfling serving at the bar. Kind of the halfling kind of nods at you, and is like looking around. You also hearing lute music from one corner. Two more halflings are standing. Yep, two more halflings are standing over there, playing the lute. Sorry, three people are standing over there playing the... I'm sorry, because I'm looking at my notes. It goes 2 male, 1 female.
It's fine. Here's my question for you.
All right.
Is there music at a quality which I would enjoy? Like, is it as good as when I play?
You have to do a performance check.
It sucks.
Let's see now.
It's okay.
No, that was a natural 5.
You're secretly jealous of them.
Oh, they're playing pretty good. They're in harmony. They're basically people are like listening to their music. It's all wordless. It's just like 3 people playing the lute.
Alright. Now, question for you, DM.
Okay.
Are you paying attention to, pretty much, do I need to buy the wheat stone to maintain sword sharpness?
I haven't really done anything with that in any of my games. So I really don't want to start worrying about the whetstone right now. Or wheatstone. However it's pronounced.
Whatever.
It's only
Alright.
1 gold, so it doesn't really matter.
It's actually a copper piece.
Ah,
I'm just cheap.
I think I have everything I need. I'm gonna
As
go
do
and
I.
get wasted. Not that.
And
That
I have pretty much 47 gold left over.
Okay. As you walk
Did you
in
get a
addition to
horse?
them, you notice that there's a half-orc bouncer kind of like standing back to the wall there, kind of nodding at you.
I'll go up to the bar.
I was trying to find some extra pictures of halflings and such. Couldn't. I think there's only that one halfling token that I can find. At least one that looks like it. I'll just put down some random tokens to be loot players. Yeah, there we go. So they're like standing over there, enjoying the corner. The halfling at the bar says, "Hey, what can I get for you?"
Let's... What do you have?
Well, I have some local ale. Have a few types of wine. I think we even
Let's
have
do wine.
Excellent. Red or white?
Let's go with red.
All right. He kind of like turns around, hops down off his stool, and starts fixing a glass. So, you sound like you're from Lauren. What brings you here?
Company business.
That's good. Glad you'll be spending some money here at our establishment.
Yeah, definitely plan on it. So what's the deal with town? What's going around? What's interesting to do here for tourists?
Well, a lot of tourists, because it's a local favorite, enjoy spending some time down at the arena. Usually placing a few bets. There's probably a match on tomorrow, if you're interested.
I'll keep that in mind. Sounds mighty interesting.
Yeah, most of the other countries around here don't have arena games. You have to go across the sea north to some of the places in Meeg in order to get other arenas, but most people don't want to go that far.
Can you honestly blame them?
I suppose not.
Let's see. Yeah, red wine. Just keep it coming.
And he nods, and the barmaid, who happens to be standing nearby, nods as well. If you wish to take a table, I can bring you your wine, sir.
That I will do. Let's see. Are there any empty tables?
Sure. Just pick any table right now, and I won't put any more populated people in there. I was just putting down some tokens. The elf barmaid carries over a glass of wine and sits gently down on your table. There you are.
Thank you.
So how long are you staying in Hellspring? Sorry, Firedown. Firedown is the particular city you're in.
For the foreseeable future, at the very least. I'll be here for a while.
Hmm. All right. Well, let me know if you need anything.
Will
You
do.
start heading back down towards the bar. Meanwhile, the loot players decided to take a break and sit down at the bar to get drinks.
Okay. Let's see. No, I won't do it. Yeah, I'll just sit here enjoying the wine, listening in on conversations, if anything piques my interest.
All right. What's the okay, I'm trying to remember. There was some sort of check for finding that sort of information. Was it insight?
Investigation?
Perhaps? Investigation. Yes, there we go. You're not listening to anybody particular. You're just listening to the room.
It's alright.
All right. As you listen around, you hear more stories of people discussing the goings-on in the South. That so far, no undead have been seen above the ancient walls, which kind of separate a bit of the north and south. Sorry, I keep getting distracted whenever I'm hearing noises in the background.
I'll put the Rubik's Cube away.
Or you can do not have to put it away. Just if you can mute yourself while you're.
Honestly, I thought I did.
Thanks. Yeah, I have ADHD. It makes any little noise kind of disrupts my train of thought. You see, so you heard the story about them talking about none of the undead have been seen above the wall to the south. Well, the ancient wall. It's basically just ruins now. That there's worries over the possibility of martial law being declared, especially after necromancy was declared outlaw, that people have been rounded up. Some people are kind of worried that even, being related to a necromancer at this point might get them arrested. And someone else is mentioning how they're worried that, wizards in general could be arrested just for the possibility of dealing with necromancy.
When they say wizards, is there any subcontext, like spellcasters in general?
No, they're mainly
like that?
they mainly seem to be thinking about wizards.
Like me.
Yeah, perhaps. I'm just hoping it's not all spellcasters, because that'd be bad for me.
And me.
Well, bad for pretty much all of your party.
I'm fine.
I mean, pretty much just only one of you isn't a spellcaster. Everyone else casts spells.
I just realized flails are cheaper than warhammers, so I'm now a raging half-orc with a flail.
Awesome.
Nice. You guys are you guys still shopping over there?
Yeah, I couldn't find the items in the player's handbook. So I'm just going through this list over here.
Alright.
This vicious quarterstaff sounds like it'd be expensive and inaccessible at this point.
So, what is Brent saying?
I was gonna point out that in Janitor's Guide there are a bunch of common magic items. If you have that. But they're shitty magic items.
Yeah, that's pretty much what this shop would cater to.
Like a cloak that can change color and stuff like that. And unbreakable arrows, which is kind of handy.
I will be right back.
Alright. Yeah, see. Yeah, minor items common. And magic items table. Yeah, pretty much when it comes to common, you're only going to find minor items. But yeah. But yeah, that's the sort of stuff that you'd find in that shop. Pretty much just the common magical items. Of course, that's just the magic shop. There's also a armor and weapon shop for the non-magical items and weapons. And then there's a general shop for non-luxury items. Basically, you know, the stuff you need to kit yourself out. In the armor weapon shop, there's a dwarf shopkeeper. The general store has a minotaur shopkeeper. In case you wish to talk to any of them.
Not really. The only thing I want I can't get. I want a sentinel shield.
Bran would be heading back to the tavern probably, and he would probably buy the cheapest thing he can get.
The elf barmaid, or waitress if you wish, comes over. Would you like an ale?
Yeah, that's good. It's not
Alright.
expensive, right?
Oh, of course not.
Alright.
I'm gonna stand behind him. Just stand.
Behind Bran?
Yeah. The short guy.
Oh, no, that would be behind Fredrickson.
Yep, that'd be me.
My leader.
Awesome.
My liege.
I pretty much have a shield on my back, a war axe or battle axe on one hip, and a flail on the other. And I got a adventuring kit or explorer's kit. There we go. That's it.
You look well outfitted. You have everything you
That's
need.
good, 'cause, yeah.
Sorry for the rustling.
That's okay.
I was just looking for something in a book. Alright.
How much for a wand of magic missiles?
It doesn't appear to be under common magical items.
Oh, is there a
Wait.
subcategory for that?
Hold on. Wait.
Yep.
Hold on a second. Wrong table. No, wait. The only wands I'm seeing are the Wand of Conducting, Wand of Pyrokinetics, Wand of Scowls, and Wand of Smiles. Unless I'm looking at...
Wand of Pyrokinetics? What's that one?
This wand has 7 charges. While holding it, you can use an action to expend one of its charges and create a harmless burst of multicolored light at a point you can see up to 60 feet away. The burst of light is accompanied by a crackling noise that can be heard up to 300 feet away. The light is as bright as a torch flame but lasts only a second. The wand regains 1d6 plus 1 expended charges daily at dawn. If you expend the wand's last charge, roll a d20. On a 1, the wand erupts into a harmless pyrokinetic display as it is destroyed.
Awesome.
Let me double check the Dungeon Master's Guide. I just had Xanthar's Guide open.
Yeah.
So you will say for a wand of magic missiles to see if that was sold with that particular shop. I don't think it is, but he does have scrolls of magic missile. Let me see if he has a wand. Yeah, sorry, it's an uncommon. And
Okay.
like I said, he's only got common stuff at his shop.
How much are the scrolls?
Let's see. I'm just checking the book. Page turn faster. Okay, that's weird. It's listing one kind of scroll in here. And I know that scrolls are for anything. Oh, there it is. Never mind, I found it. Spell scroll. Yeah, this would be the common one. That's not listing prices now, is it?
The DMG doesn't list prices.
Yeah.
If you're looking for just the generic price range, it should be in the very front of that chapter. I want to say a common ranges anywhere between 50 gold pieces to 100.
Then I'm going to say it's
If I'm
50 gold
remembering.
pieces.
How many does he have?
Roll a die to see if we find out.
Already.
Turns out he has 5 of them.
I will take 2 of them.
Alright. He hands you over 2 scrolls of magic missiles for 100 gold.
Awesome.
Yeah, those are getting popular. Gonna have to find some people to help me make some spell scrolls soon.
Alright. Alright, that's all I need. We'll go back to the inn now.
Alright, the inn is actually to the, this big building up here. It's basically across the street from the tavern.
Oh.
Well,
Where's
the
everybody
tavern...
else at the tavern?
They're at the tavern.
Oh, okay. That's where I'm going. Sorry.
That's alright. So you see your companions gathered around the table here. The elf barmaid comes back, giving out wine and ale, and looks down at you and says, "Hey, what can I get for you?"
Just some juice will be fine. If you have juice.
Well, we have...
My family doesn't let me have alcohol.
Sorry, what'd you say?
I said my family doesn't let me have alcohol.
Well, let's see. We have orange juice, apple juice, mango juice. What kind would you like?
Mix them all together into a big jug.
Alright. She heads back over there.
That is going to be so gross.
Says you.
Mango, orange, and pineapple? That'll actually be
No,
pretty good.
apple.
Apple, not pineapple.
Ooh, maybe. Just hand it to the half-orc.
Oh no, the gnome's gonna drink it. Gnome usually puts soy sauce in his drink, so...
You need salt, huh?
Yep. He just likes the taste. Plus, he thinks it's funny when other people cringe.
Can I press digitation to taste like really strong alcohol?
Can you repeat that, please?
Can I press digitation his drink to make it taste like really strong alcohol?
I don't see why not.
Sure, and just because I promised this, where is it? Oh, there's a forgotten word that sounds a little absurd. Oh yes, in this great nation, prestidigitation is seldom ever heard.
So,
Awesome.
Fredrickson, roll a constitution check.
Okay.
It just tastes like it. Stole the juice.
Constitution check.
Have you ever gulped down 151?
I mean, to someone who hadn't had alcohol, it tastes pretty bad, to be honest.
Yeah, that's why I was asking that.
Yeah.
It's like the moment that the juice hits your tongue, it is like your tongue is both numb and on fire at the same time.
Huh. Sweet. He keeps drinking it.
Will there be anything else? And she looks around at the new half-orc who's there. Anything I can get for you?
I think he's a whiskey guy.
Sure. We'll go get you some. Yeah, it's back over. So you guys are all sitting around a table now, enjoying a drink, and Ernest is waiting for his drink. What do you do?
I'm gonna pull out my accordion.
Oh,
Just start
don't
jamming.
embarrass yourself. Don't do it.
The three lute players over by the bar all kind of stare open-mouthed at the gnome.
Why does it
No,
sound like
I'm gonna wave them off, and I'm gonna just like try to push the accordion away.
The
sound
two humans standing over here are both cringing in horror, their hands over their ears, like, make it stop! The big minotaur over here kind of looks growly. The bouncer stares at you and says, you must put that thing away now before I take it from you.
I was gonna fix it. Can I fix it first?
Hi there. What does the rest of the party do?
I want him to put it away.
I'm trying to fix it. That was awful.
I'll fix it for you later on. Put it away.
Well, I could do it. I'm gonna continue to try fixing it with the screwdriver.
Who just killed a small animal?
That's what I want to know.
Why is
I don't know. We were on a boat. You
don't-
passed with gas, and that's how it smelled like it can kill a small animal.
Alright. Oh, this isn't going to be nice. I'm going to use Minor Illusion. I hope that I'm not being too cruel, but I'm going to make you a fool. I've made my decision. I'll conjure a vision. And I hope it'll look pretty cool. And I'm going to use Minor Illusion to, just for the sound, make the most beautiful accordion music ever.
Sweet, it works now.
Cool,
I
it
think
works.
I'm gonna
Put it away now.
He puts it back in his bag.
Thank goodness.
You see people uncovering their ears. The gentleman over in the corner looks up from his book and is like gazing at you guys now, kind of like shaking his head slightly. The Minotaur grumbles and puts down whatever he's drinking, and is looking at the dwarf and mumbling something.
I'm going back to my wine.
Brian is gonna triple check his med packs to see if everything is in there.
The barmaid comes over and brings Ironus his drink.
Thank you.
Enjoy. And she kind of eyes the gnome warily.
He just smiles at her.
So what do you guys do?
Huh.
What time of day is
We're
it?
just gonna go say hi to the Minotaur.
It's mid-afternoon going towards evening.
Got it. I'll order some basic food, preferably like a stew or something, and more wine.
Oh yes, we have a nice venison stew on order today. And she just brings over
I
a
give
nice,
her a nod.
yeah, nice thing of stew and some more wine to the table. Can I get anything else for you guys?
I'll get the stew too. It looks good.
Would you like some bread?
If you're offering, sure.
I would like fruit and cheese.
As you wish. She heads off to gather up what you ordered. And she brings it back within a couple of minutes. Stew is nice. Is nice and hot. It's clearly been on a like, simmering on a stove in the back. So it's got that nice flavoring, nice heat, but not, not in spicy sense. The bread is fresh from the oven. She puts it all down, and she puts out the cheese, which is, cool to the touch, and you have an apple, and some grapes, and a mango on your fruit tray. Basically, you're in a subtropical region, so it's easy to find things like mangoes, at least up here in the northern area.
I'm a happy half-orc.
I think I was ahead of this Minotaur.
The Minotaur is just, finished off his ale and, looks down at you. Can I help you with something?
Just saying hello.
Hello.
He stares at him with a smile on his face.
The Minotaur's dwarven companion kind of looks down at you. Why are
And
you
we
on a table?
hello. Saying hello.
You are a strange gnome, the dwarf mumbles and
I get that a lot.
drinks down his ale.
I blew up my lab one time. My bosses were not very happy. So they put me in a different lab. I blew that one up too. It was a good day.
You blew up labs. The orc kind of pondered. I mean, it's not the orc, sorry. The Minotaur seems to be astounded at this.
Yeah. They haven't fired me yet. I don't know why.
Well,
But as long as they keep paying me, I'll keep blowing things up.
He mumbles. He's got this I want to smash a gnome look on his face as he turns back to his now empty thing of ale.
So how's the stew taste?
Roll a constitution check. Let's see if it agrees with you.
Please be low. Please be low. Damn it.
It is most excellent stew, and it is sitting well in your belly.
I just wanted an excuse to say another limerick.
Who are those guys?
That's the
Whatever you
Minotaur
want
and his friend.
Oh, and by the way, I don't actually know your names.
Oh, I'm Frederick Shishawallawadog.
You're Freddy, got it.
Yep. This is Ted. He points to the pseudo-dragon on his head.
So Freddy and Ted. Alright.
Yep.
I'm Bran. Nice to meet you guys.
I am Ironius.
Good. Now I know all your names. My name is Valafar Pingun.
That sounds pretty cool.
You would actually recognize the last name is Gnomish. I just needed
That's
a
why I
cool
think it's a
sounding
cool
last
name.
name, and I just needed something that sounded all right, and that sounded exotic. Okay. So yeah, I'm pretty much spending the rest of the day until dusk in here, drinking wine, and slightly eavesdropping on anything that might sound interesting.
You all have noticed at this point that Fredrickson has a pipe that's about 3 feet long.
It's got a pipe as long as he is.
Smoking.
Okay.
Yep. And he's just smoking
How do you
out of it.
carry that around?
Don't ask questions you don't want to know the answer to.
Can you like smoke inside here?
They're industrial age. They don't have laws against that sort of pollution right now.
I'm a doctor. I don't agree with this.
Oh no, they have medical proof that this is good for you.
Sure they do.
Yep.
He's a 200-year-old gnome. It's okay for him. Who knows about everyone else?
Yep.
I
Pretty
mean, you
much.
live longer than me anyway, so...
Let's see. the boat ride here was about a week.
Yep.
Did
It was a steamship. It sailed across the sea and around
it have,
various things.
Did it have basic, like, necessities, bath, shower, anything like that?
It had all the good stuff. Nice little room with your own private little bathroom with a shower.
Good. So I'm still as pristine as ever.
Yes.
That's all I care about.
And you were fed nice 3 meals a day. All on the expense of your bosses. Basically, it was an all-expense paid trip, down here. Yeah.
We're the people they were trying to get rid of. So like, here, just take our money, go somewhere else for a while. Yeah, nice day.
I think Ironius would start to just lounge and eat fruit and just kind of waste the day away.
I think we'd find a place where he could work on his furs that he bought today to see if he can make some leather.
See, that could be your in-room.
Sounds good.
You know what? I'm going to go up to the halflings.
Friends, how are we getting down there again?
I think we're taking a carriage. I hope so. I hope it's already paid for, because I don't know if you guys have lots of money left, but I don't have too much left.
I'm pretty well set.
Basically, everything was paid for up until this point of you getting here to Fire Down. After that, you have to make your own way.
Yeah, I still have 25 gold, so...
The halflings look up from polishing off their meals and drinks and look over at the tiefling. Hello.
I couldn't help but notice that you all were expert performers.
That we are. Would you like a request?
Actually, a request wouldn't be too bad. It's a strange request, however.
Oh?
My question for you,
Freebird,
is, would you mind if I joined you on stage?
Are you a fellow performer?
Oh, yes I am.
Well, let's see what you're made of. Play us something.
Brian is plugging his ears with his...
Let's put it this way. I play 4 different instruments. Well, 3 instruments, and then I can sing. You have your choice between my violin, my flute, my drummer, my voice.
Let's try your violin.
Whichever you like. Sure.
oh, excuse me.
They're all captivated by the sound of your music. And the other patrons actually look up and look over and, kind of clap subtly.
So, when I say violin, it's more of a flute. So this is like The Devil Went Down to Georgia.
Oh, you should play the middle version.
No.
A gold coin lands at your feet.
As I finish playing, I will pick it up. And, well, it's just the beginnings of my talents. I could boost your performances to new levels, if I may say so myself.
Well, what kind of songs do you know? Another of the halflings asks.
Most of the songs I know would be exotic in these lands. But I am a very quick learner. If you want to teach me anything, I should be able to keep up with you.
Why don't you play us a song that, or sing us a song that you know, and we'll try to keep up with you. Another of the halflings that mentions.
Sure. Why not? And I'll start, let's see, I'll start singing. I am a very bad singer in real life, so I'm not singing anything.
That's okay.
I'll just sing something from my hometown. Please be nice, dice. Nope.
A little bit of cringing, and the Minotaur nearby harumphs as the lute players attempt to
You know what?
go with you. They're playing. They're trying to match your tune, but
it's difficult. You know what? I'm going to pull out my flute instead.
All right.
I'll be playing my flute. As I'm playing, I am inspiring the 3 halflings.
All right.
God damn it!
The halfling stopped playing, and the one says, "You should just go back to your violin. You seem to be really good with that."
Yep. That's what I get for trying to show off. There we go.
Now everybody is paying attention.
And the halflings, when they roll, get to add an extra d6.
Ooh.
That sounded like a lot of dice.
Well,
I've got
3d20
I've got a ton of
plus
this.
3d6.
Anyway.
And then
So the music plays together, and suddenly, at the end of your performance, you discover 8 gold lying at your feet.
I give them a soft smile. I'll take 2 of the gold pieces, and I'll leave the other 6 for them.
The halfling bards seem to be very grateful for this. Hey, anytime you want to play with us.
Very well. You'll see me again. And I'm going to pull out a business card that has my name. No real contact information, but pretty much. Valfar Pingan, Bard Extraordinaire.
What, you don't have the phone number of 3?
Well, there's phones in Alarm, but there's no phones here in Hellspring, so you might have just left them behind, or.
While all that's happening, I'm building a ladder. Just for shits and giggles. Keep myself busy.
Too bad we don't have a rogue. Steal from everyone else.
You have a bard. Bards can do various roguey things.
I can.
And you guys can also take levels in rogue as you level up, so you can always get a rogue in time.
I'm also a very flamboyant bard. I have no reason to steal from people.
Excellent. So the various humans over here ask if you are planning on playing any more songs.
If I know any more songs?
If you're going to play any more songs.
How long have we been playing?
I would say about 20 minutes.
Sure, let's go with one more song. I'll toss out another inspiration to the halflings, my 4th and final. Ooh. Should I try the drum? I'm gonna try the drum.
Go, man, go.
Too bad you don't have a trumpet player in here. Just do swing music.
Oh, that'd be awesome. I love swing.
So you're saying I should pick up bagpipes?
I once had a bard who lost the use of his legs because of gorgons turned it to stone. One of the magic users in the party cast fly on him, and his instrument of choice was the bagpipe. So for a while, until he got his legs fixed, he was just using the bagpipes to navigate while he had a fly spell on him. It was awesome.
Can I add more to this performance with minor illusion and start adding like a trumpet in the background?
Sure.
Sure. Let's do that.
That would just be a general performance check at that point.
Sure. Can we just tack that onto my 18 with drums?
Sure. We can do that.
Yep. Yep. And the halfling should have only rolled 1d6 because it was only one of them that got inspired.
Oh.
By the way.
Well, it would have been 2. Well, it's plus 6 anyway, so we'll just leave it with that.
Got it.
Since it was the d20 plus the 6, then plus a 2.
Yep. So 10, 12.
Yeah.
Is that right? Total of 30 between the two groups.
Yep, and just need you to roll an extra performance check for the minor illusion.
Ah. Sorry?
I was waiting for ooh.
Oh, damn. First time to win the game.
Yeah. You question my abilities as a bard.
You're doing it fine. You're just tricking everyone.
I've never questioned you, so at least not yet.
You hear people clapping and cheering and, generally very happy with your performance.
I put the drums away. I give a very flamboyant bow. And then, let's see, there's 13 gold between 4 of us, 3 gold to each of them, and I'll take the extra 4th. Just splitting everything.
Hey.
Frederick's is over here hanging out with the halfling lady. Right? That was a halfling lady behind the counter?
No, that's a halfling man behind the counter.
Oh, okay.
That's a
He's
guy.
over here hanging out with the halfling guy.
And then there's three other halflings over here. There's like 4 halflings in this room. Only one of them's a woman.
I asked the guy behind the counter, like, hey, can I get a meat pie about yay big?
Sure. Meanwhile,
Awesome.
the guy over here is basically sidling up to Bron and saying, "Hey, your friend's pretty good."
I mean, sometimes. Not always.
What do you mean, not always?
Let's just say he has his good and his bad days.
The meat pie is placed before Fredrickson.
Yay! He just kind of dives into it.
What were you saying, Bren?
So, what brings you here?
Oh, just doing some research. Kind of hold up the book you sold and kind of borrowed this from the library. Wanted to have a nice little, comfortable spot to sit in instead of one that's just quiet. Besides, you can get a drink here and everything.
Did he say research?
He said research. Are there any medical books in the library, perhaps?
Oh, there's some decent texts over there. You sound like you're new to town.
Okay. Would you like joining us at our table, maybe? Maybe you can talk a bit to my musical friend.
Oh, sure. I'd love that. That. He wanders back over to his table, grabs up a mug of something, and comes and slides in next to you guys. Kind of taking up the spot that the gnome was sitting at earlier.
That's fine. He's shooting the shit with the halfling over here, eating his pie.
He puts out a hand. I'm Jason.
Ironius waves with 2 fingers. I am Ironius.
You see before you a human with black hair, short, and very thin looking, with blue eyes and short black hair. He's about 5'9", and looks like he's not yet 30. So, you wish to look for medical texts in the library? He asks Bren.
Yeah. I mean, I'm always interested to learn more about medicine. I mean, it's kind of my job.
Oh, you're a healer.
I mean, I try to be.
Well, you could always use more healers around now. I mean, you've heard about what's going on in the south, right?
Yeah, we're actually going to check out the railroad to try and solve some problems there.
Oh, that explains your accent. You're here for the railroad project. I've heard about that. Anybody?
We
Yeah, at
are.
this point, Fredrickson's going to head back to the table with his pie.
We are here for the railroad.
Yep, we're here to see what the hell's going on.
Yeah, no one's really sure, Jason confirms. Just some stuff about skeletons
Yeah.
rising up, attacking people, raiding villages. You know,
Normal stuff.
well, maybe normal where you come from. I mean, you've got vampires and everything over there, right?
I mean,
That's true. Our boss is a nice lady.
Your boss is a man.
Shh, don't tell him that.
It's the other game that it was a woman. This one is a man, and he's not actually a vampire yet. His family line has a vampire in it, and he's slated to become a vampire when he dies. But for right now, he's still a mortal human.
could it be that the skeleton have something to do with the new law on necromancy?
Well, the skeletons arrived before that law. The king only declared that law when the skeletons started attacking. I think he's afraid that necromancers are, a big threat to the country.
I mean, that seems logical.
Yeah, but he's throwing every necromancer that he knows of in jail. I mean, he's got his guards out rounding people up that are known to be necromancers. It's not like they're all of them are causing a problem. It's a small percentage. Then it's just going to make all of them really upset.
That's true.
Somebody's suffering from a bout of paranoia.
Jason kind of looks over at him. What?
Not you. The king is paranoid. That's the reason why he keeps arresting everybody.
Well, he's a king. He's a young king at that. He only rose to the throne a few years ago.
How young are we talking?
So let's see. He thinks. Well, I don't know for myself. I just remember when the Ascension fight came around. He's only been king for 5 years.
I see.
And
Well, that's why we're here, to ease his worries.
So, when do you guys plan on leaving? If you're heading south,
Probably tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, it's a
We
long
got to town,
walk.
figured we
It's
just got to town, figured we'd get some rest and then leave tomorrow.
Yeah, it's quite a long walk. It'll take you quite some time if you're traveling all the way south. Probably need, horses or a carriage or something. You could probably hire...
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, it's easy enough to hire a carriage down at least to the midpoint, he says. There's a particular town down there, which is the last of the decent roads for, good carriages and everything. Beyond that, it's really the only traffic you see on the road other than people on foot or on horseback are the ones carrying farming supplies. Basically, so you won't be able to get any carriages, hire any carriages past there.
I see. That's interesting to know.
Then why don't we get horses here?
That is a great idea. We will have to take care of that. Here we are.
I know my character can get one. That's why he recommended it, but I'm pretty sure he's probably the only one.
I was looking at travel time the other day, and now I've lost that page again.
I want to say page 176, player handbook.
I was actually looking in the Dungeon Master's Guide.
Player
Is
handbook.
I'll double check the Player's Handbook. 176. So I'm trying to remember exactly how long it would take to get each place. I mean, I made up a table for myself of walking speed based on what I learned from playing Tomb of Annihilation. If it takes X amount of time in rough terrain, basically, cutting through a jungle, then it should take a lot less of a time, you should be able to cover more ground and open ground.
Put it this way. How far away is the town that we're going to? How many miles? Or wherever we're going?
Well, the midway point that he was talking about, you learn from him is approximately, how many miles do I have still on this map? Oops, 1 second. I'm checking my actual map here. It says it's over 200 miles away to get there.
200 miles?
Yep.
So if we were to ride horses the entire way, going breakneck pace, we could get there 3.5 days-ish if we wanted to run the horse into the ground. Or if we travel normal pace, or even going slow, we could get there within 10 days.
Yeah, that's just the safe half of the country, the north.
Yep.
Basically, the halfway point is when it breaks off into what they refer to as the southern half of the country, which is mostly farming land. Lesser roads, more potential danger because there's less guards wandering around. There's other stuff that's been told to you since then.
And how much does it take to get the carriage down there?
Take a carriage to the halfway point. I was just on the hiring. There's the hiring packages. Let's see, those are vehicles. It's vehicle prices. I was just on that page last weekend. I was sworn that the hiring a carriage was in that same general area, but doesn't appear to be. At least it's not on the player's handbook. Hold on. Go back to my Dungeon Master's Guide, but I was just looking at. Should have that information. I think I was looking at that one. I marked up a couple of the pages, but it seems that I don't have the exact one I'm looking for with the carriage travel. I know I saw that. I thought I marked that one, and it's not marked. Okay, that one's for maintenance costs. Downtown business. I don't want that one. No, I don't want that page. Go away. Go away, page. I hate it when I know I had the page marked, but now I'm thinking back and going, wait a minute. Maybe the page that I had marked was back when I was doing 3.5, and I have marked all those pages, and now I'm actually dealing with travel times in 5th edition, and I realize now that I hadn't actually dealt with travel times in 5th edition before, because everything was either already marked in the campaign book, or was, part of a small town, and therefore the travel times were negligible. So I'm really sorry for the slight delay here. If anybody can find that page faster with the price of a carriage, let me know.
Let's see.
Because it usually also says the speed of one. There's a whole bunch of pages on traveling. Ah, here's one on pace. Found one. Okay.
I think it says 3 copper per mile between towns.
Yeah, that's not telling me that the pace of that, of how fast that a carriage moves.
Well, it's paid one. Generally, probably pretty quick.
Okay, 'cause that's just if you buy. Ah, here it is. Yeah, between towns. Blah blah blah. Yeah. Yeah, I could have. Where's that page that you picked up on horses? By the way, one of you was mentioning the horse thing. 'Cause I could have sworn I had that page marked, and again, it doesn't seem to be anymore.
I was just taking normal human travel pace and then multiplying by 2.
That works. A carriage would probably be slightly less than that, but more than a human. Because you can't ride a carriage flat out; it'll break apart. So basically, take that and put a mark between the.
So like 5 days.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And 3 copper per. So it's only going to cost like 4 or 5 gold.
3 copper per mile, 200 miles.
Per mile. 600 copper.
So for all of us, a gold. So yeah, we'll just.
So yeah, that would be what from calculating that right. That's 6 gold.
That'd be 6 gold. 2.
10 copper equals silver. 10 silver equals gold.
Yeah, you're right. So 6
So
gold.
600 copper equals 6 gold. That's not that much at all. In fact, you just earned that basically by playing the violin.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you
And I'll
basically
pay
have
for myself.
yeah, you have plenty of money to move yourself between towns if you wish to hire a coach.
And then we can go the rest of the way.
On foot,
Just
or
slow
maybe
way.
pick up some sort of transport while you're in, in the midpoint town.
Yeah.
We can get our own horses there, mounts there.
Horses are expensive.
Or maybe there's like people who need to bring supplies to the railroad, and we can join them.
And that's another possibility.
Indubitably.
Offer our assistance, like bodyguard work.
Mm-hmm. So let's get a nice dress then and leave tomorrow.
Sure.
Yep.
So, how much was my wine, cheese, and whiskey?
Let's see, that would be a fine meal or a medium meal. Why do I always close the page right before I answer a question? It's like I was on that page just a minute ago. Stupid me. Alright.
Excuse me.
So yeah, you had some whiskey and a nice meal, a modest meal. That would be 5 silver.
I'll give him full gold.
How much
Yeah.
for my stuff?
Let's see your stuff. You're the one that had that and that. That'd be 3 silver.
And for Bran, who
I
has
also give him a gold.
And
And
Bren
for
was
wine and soup.
whoever was drinking glass after glass of wine, that would be 10 gold.
That's fine.
You basically had a whole bottle, a whole nice bottle of wine.
Yeah.
He's
And I pretty much just paid by playing for
Mhm.
my entire meal and drink. That's fine.
Thankfully for you, the the rooms at the inn are all paid for.
Awesome.
Cool.
I just have the inn up here. The innkeeper is a Minotaur woman who greets you as you come in. Ah, you must be the party booked through Imaru.
That's us.
I was told to expect you. She comes out from behind her what's it called? It's not exactly front desk. I guess counter is the best way to describe it. Goes out from around her counter and holds up the keys to your rooms. Here you are. There's a nice common room down the hall, but each of you should have your own room to sleep in.
Thank you very much, madam.
Well, get some good rest, and if you need to stay another night, your company has you booked through for the next 3 days.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Enjoy Hellspring.
Can do. He runs straight to the coffee room. He sits in the chair upside down. He just kind of hangs out there. The pseudo-dragon lands on his feet, just kind of perches there.
Ironius would probably do a jog around the town until it's starting to get nightfall, and then
it's not actually a town. It probably feels like a town compared to Mail, or Tawala, which are huge. But this is the standard industrial era city versus modern era city, which a modern era city, people in the millions. Industrial era city, tens of thousands. Maybe 100,000 people. As you do a jog through the city, you notice that the city is split kind of between Main Street, what they refer to as Main Street. There's a somewhat walled, affluent section in the west of the town of the city, and then it's not squalor. It's not shanties, but it's like at least not to their perspective. From your perspective, you're looking at downtrodden homes with industrial pollution all over them to the east. To these people, this is kind of middle class. The upper class is pretty much Minotaurs and a few of others who have earned a better place since slavery was abolished 100 years ago. On the east, primarily things like gnomes and dwarves and humans and elves who live in town.
Cool. And around, I meant literally the perimeter of it.
Yeah. You see plenty of local guards and local police type people who kind of eye you as you jog around the outside of the city. There's traffic even at these hours as it starts to get dark out. People still kind of wandering around doing stuff. Roll a perception check. Yeah, you don't
Awesome.
end up seeing anything as you do your routes. It's full dark by the time that you finish the circle and have arrived back at your particular inn.
It was a good evening to do a jog.
Yep, you still feel the nice warm breezes coming up from the north. It's not quite as warm up here as it was in at either of the ports, but it's kind of in a similar it's kind of on the same what's the right word? Latitude, longitude. It's on the same one of those, same line basically as Mail. So it's similar temperature to the capital city of Umlaran. You know, subtropical, bordering on the temperate zone. Would be very rare to get snow in this area. You'd have to go more south for that.
We're in Atlanta.
We're in Atlanta.
Yeah, basically, let's see, where's the map that I want to show? Hit the wrong button. I hate when I do that. But that's why I use Discord instead of trying to talk on the things on Roll20, because when I talk on Discord, I don't lose the game in the middle of things. Yeah, you see the continent? Basically, the equator is a bit north of here. It's up through Meeg. So basically, the areas like this are tropical to subtropical. Around here where you are now, it is still subtropical, kind of. It's not too hot, not too cold most of the time. It's just like, a nice, decent weather. Snow is extremely rare in that area.
That's okay. Frederickson hates the snow anyways.
Yeah, you'd have to be further south to get snow. Well, you might get some snow around the mountains.
Alright.
But anyway.
So yeah, Frederickson's hanging out inside the common area, just chilling. Mess with the lantern that he built.
Please don't burn the place down.
I haven't even started messing with making any bombs yet.
Yes, it's everybody in another game blames a particular gnome for burning down the inn that then got them into the situation they found themselves in. But
Produce flame is an awesome spell.
But anyway, you guys sleep through a very uneventful night. No one comes to, no one breaks in, no one does anything, nothing bad happens in the city. You wake refreshed and, 100%. Everything's healed up if you had any healing issues, which is doubtful for the moment. You just got a great night's sleep. Nothing freaky happened.
Oh yeah, great morning. It's a great morning for traveling.
Now let's get that coach.
Alright.
So we need to go and find the place that will allow us to rent the carriage.
Go to the Greyhound, man.
In this case, it'd be the stables. It's a nice sunny morning in spring. The air smells pleasantly of blooming flowers. And even in the streets, it's industrial, but they also do have a concept of plumbing. So it's like you don't see wastewater in the streets like you might in other medieval cities. So at least they have plumbing. So
That's good.
Yeah, they may not have electricity yet, but they have plumbing. And soon they shall have electricity. Because you are helping bring electricity to them.
That's because we're awesome.
Well, you just defense contractors. But anyway. Erroneous, you had a good look at the city and placement of things. You find yourself standing in front of the stables. A nice clean building. The air smells of manure, but it's not overly unpleasant. You hear various horses whinnying. You see a decent looking carriage that could hold as many as 8 people if need be, or like, you know, a party of 4 minotaurs being outfitted. You also see that guy that you met at the tavern last night kind of standing there, and he waves at you. Oh, hey there, Aronius.
Hello there.
Say, I was wondering if I could share your carriage.
I have no problems with that, but you must speak to the leader first. That.
Who's in charge of the of your group?
I point to the little guy.
I
That
wave.
guy.
Jason waves back.
You can come with us. I don't really care. As long as you don't kill us. But then you have to go through Irodians for that.
Now, just to clear up something, he's not actually the leader.
Go through? What do you mean go through?
It means that if he wants to attack the rest of us, he has to fight you for...
Alright, I'll crush it.
Not now.
So,
Ironius is like taking off his shirt right now.
stand down, big guy. Stand down. You're gonna get us into so much trouble.
Hey, Aronius,
Oh,
roll charisma for me. Alright, as you take off your shirt, you see various people, mostly women, gazing at you. They
Good
seem
old
to... They seem,
18 Constitution.
they seem to like the look of your chest.
Like, oh my.
Your damn shirt.
Oh, he's giving
Back
me
up.
the vapors.
So, do we have the name of the guy that's asking about sharing a carriage?
Jason. He introduced himself as Jason.
Got it. Just making sure. So, Jason, was it?
He nods.
Why? For what reason do you need a ride on a carriage?
Well, I wanted to get down to midpoint, you see.
Yeah.
P.S. GM is horrible with names, and it's decided that midpoint is as good a name as any for a town.
Fair enough.
Well, can I insight check his statement?
Sure.
As soon as I get locked back in, I'm gonna do the same thing.
Your story sounds most believable. I personally don't have a problem with it. You do seem to be a very stand-up guy. Just know you caused problems for us. I nod my head at Ironius. Yeah, I'm probably gonna stick with nicknames.
Okay, that's fine with me.
He will probably have a problem with that, and I'm sure he could take care of it. But as long as you are forthright and honest with us, we should have no problem sharing a carriage, as long as you help pay for the cost.
I'm fine with that. So traveling from here to midpoint is 6 gold. To hire a carriage. How about this? Jason offers and says, you know, what I really need is just, you know, some company. So how about I pay half? How about I pay 3 gold?
Okay, I give the other 3 gold to the person.
If you're willing to pay the 3 gold, you're more than welcome to pay the 3 gold.
It's 3 gold.
I am a cheap, prestigious, flamboyant tiefling. If I don't have to pay for something, I will not pay for it.
Fredrickson comes from family. He's not worried about it. He comes from the Shabalaba Dog family.
Come from a land down under. I don't know why that song's stuck in my head.
Because it's a good song. Could you hear the thunder?
Neither of us are the bard. The bard's the only one that's allowed to sing. But he can't sing in real life, so we don't have to hear any singing from anybody.
Well, actually, Depending on the song, I can sing it. Whether or
Okay.
not it's pleasant is the other story.
Fair enough.
And any song I can sing, it's whether you guys are going to like it or not.
That is all true. Alright, so you guys have tied a carriage. You've only had to pay 3 gold for your transportation. Because Jason has generously offered to pay another 3 gold. He seems to like the company. I will put a carriage token on here. Wrong one. Let's see. You need funeral carriages. Go away.
One morning I woke up to go to the gym, and I woke up to the Death March being played.
To the what
I
march?
was like, that's the Death March. You know, the one that people play at funerals?
Mm.
I woke up, because I had classical music playing, and I woke up to that. I'm like, that's lovely. Especially when I'm going to go work out.
Who was it? Was it Chopin? Was it Mozart? Was it Bach?
Give me 1 second. Need to calculate something real quick.
Excuse me. Has anybody seen Jumanji yet?
Yes, it was really, really good.
No,
Looks
I don't
good.
watch movies.
Alright, so... I quite liked it. Time to roll my percentile dice to see if you get any encounters. It's a nice bright day. It is now the 76th of renewal. And you are heading off. It's a nice day, and as you look around outside your carriage, you see a lone elephant wandering through the grasslands. Looks like a large solo male.
I'd love to have an elephant out.
You should go pet it. Go try.
No, we have places to be and things to do.
You sure we can wait? Shouldn't take but a minute.
Yeah, I'm good. Maybe when we're not being busy.
And so, Jason, tell us a little bit about yourself. It's a long journey.
Well, I'm a wizard. He says, like, patting his, some of the books that are nearby him. I study a lot of spellcrafting stuff. That's why the wanting to move down to midpoint for right now. They're really getting upset at wizards in general in the capital.
Fair enough. I've heard about it.
It's true that they're mostly after necromancers, but that doesn't mean that they won't start harassing other wizards.
Good thing I have diplomatic immunity.
How do you have diplomatic immunity?
Because we're from a foreign country on business with the government, and I also am a wizard.
Lucky.
So, Jason, you claim to be a wizard. What is your specialty then?
Well, see, I haven't really decided on a specialty yet. I more like been thinking about a few things, and with the recent crackdown on necromancy, it's like that kind of eliminates one thing, and maybe I'll figure out someday what I should be.
You can go straight alchemy. Alchemy's always fun.
Doesn't that require a lot of lab time?
Oh, sure.
Don't try and corrupt them. I've heard your explosions at work. Not very pretty.
As it gets
I don't
down
know, they seem pretty to me.
as it gets down towards evening, Your carriage is stopped by a guard patrol. What's your business on the road tonight? One of them asks.
We're going to solve problems.
It's Midtown, right? That's where we're heading?
Yes.
Midpoint?
Midpoint.
Problem.
We're on the road traveling from the capital to Midpoint on work for the government. I believe that answers your question. If you have any more, I'm more than happy to answer them. If not, please move out of the way of my cart so we can continue on our road.
Alright. The guard kind of like, the military guard kind of like looks you guys over and just kind of waves you on.
Bye.
You get to by nightfall, you get to a nice little village. Hold on, let me put down a village token. That way it's like, for future reference, there is a village here where people can spend the night in a nice little inn.
Kurt.
Oh, excuse me.
Oops. So it's like nighttime, the carriage has to stop and the horses need to rest and be traded out, that sort of thing. There's an inn. They charge, let's see. Yeah, they're like, there's like the basic little standard inn that you run into in any one of these places. And they charge you, how much per night? Why doesn't all this be in the same general area? It's like, why can't one of these books to say, okay, this page has all of the inns and services and everything on this page, and then blah, and blah, instead of scattering it through several different books.
Oh, because that'd be way too convenient.
Yeah. I tell you, I'm going to write down an actual comprehensive table of this information and not have to keep referencing the book every single time.
It's called the DM screen.
Yes, exactly.
You eventually just go through it enough times where, yeah, that sounds about right. It's probably about, if it's a decent room, it's probably 2 silver.
That's why I have this DM screen. Duh, that's where all the travel pace and everything is. I keep forgetting I own this. That's because I play online and don't play in real life, so I never need to set up the names of the DM screen and forget that it has all sorts of cool information on it. The GM is currently banging your head on a table.
That's okay.
Well,
That's what most people do around Frederickson.
Yeah, it has the cool travel pace information. It does not have the other useful information when it comes to... it's the one I have. Doesn't have the useful information like inns and everything. What I do is I maintain a notepad and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just what food and water needs. It's not about stupid inn tables and... No, what I really hate is the fact that I know I just saw the stupid thing. Oh, there it is. It's right there. Okay, it is basically just a standard one, so there's only 1 silver per person. No big deal. You just basically have a small bed, couple, you're sharing rooms.
Nope.
Then you're not sharing beds, at least. But you are sharing the same room.
You could probably convince Ironeous to go sleep with the horses.
I probably could convince all of you to go sleep with the horses if I really tried.
If that's what you think.
Charm person works wonders, now don't it?
Probably just ask him.
Do you really want to deal with the aftermath of that?
Barbarian aftermath.
See, the barbarian, I don't need to. I can just ask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I'll go to sleep.
I do so too.
All right. Yeah, nothing bad happens.
Frederickson will also, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Okay. Nothing bad happens during the night. It's just a nice restful evening, completely uneventful. Well, that's kind of to be expected in the north, where there's a lot more guards patrolling, and very few things going wrong, all that sort of stuff.
Go to sleep, wake up, get breakfast, drink, and go out back to the stables and get everything set up.
Sounds like a plan.
All right. So, on to the next day. It is now the 77th of renewal. And you guys...
Probably the second day.
Yep. And you guys head along the road. You see a guard patrol, but they wave you on. By this point, they've been informed of your visit and don't bother harassing you.
Good.
That's good.
You know, I've been wearing green and brown. I'm going to use prestidigitation every hour to just make everything purple.
Yeah, Jason kind of watches you with fascination. Like, this is what you put your skills to?
I think I'm going to start working on making a bomb.
The cart is shaking too much for you to do anything delicate like that.
Damn it.
But you might be able to do that in an inn room.
Yeah, I think I'll do that next time.
Don't you
I
dare.
remember.
Yeah. Nothing of interest as you approach the next village. And once again, it's, a lower class room. Costs you a silver. It's a tiny little village, pretty much just a place with an inn, and the inn.
Are there
Go ahead.
private rooms? Are there private rooms, or is it just one big room where everyone shares?
It's like, several big rooms, but it's pretty much designed so that groups of people will keep together instead of one person trying to have an entire room to themselves.
Oh, I don't like sharing.
They need the places. I mean, this is basically the major travel route on this road, so...
Yeah, I got that. I just don't like sharing with them. I don't trust them. Especially after I've heard the guy exploding things.
He just looks at you with an innocent look.
Yes, another uncomfortable night goes by. Get up early, people are getting towards getting their stuff together. And you head out along the road again. On the road again.
Do 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 do.
Yeah. And as you get onto the road, you see several majestic hippogriffs in the distance. They just are flying together, kind of circling the area and landing in one of the fields.
That's cool. You'll see that every day.
I'm moving my token a bit faster than expected. Ah, yeah. I've been moving you double time. Oh well. Let's just pretend it's twice as many days as we thought. So it's now been in there 4 days, and I'll move you there, and you're about ready to cross into this territory, into the midpoint. Yeah, as you're heading towards the what appears to be the remains of an ancient wall, pretty much just the occasional, like, stones that would be up higher than others, but a lot of others that have just been, like, fallen to the ground and overgrown. Just the remains of a wall, of just a wall that's stretching in either direction. You see a group of peasants with carts loaded with farm goods coming your way.
Sweet. Frederick still waves to them.
They wave back. Looks like you've reached the edge of what becomes the farming territory.
Awesome.
Alright. So by that night, you finally reach midpoint, which is this location right here. Actually, that would be the night of the 5th. Because of how many days we calculated had to be in there. Sorry. So at this point, it's actually been 5 days since you've been in town. It's now the 80th of renewal. I hate when I miscalculate. Anyway.
That's
Nothing.
okay.
So far, your journey has been uneventful. You've been on the safe roads. You've seen several guard patrols. But now you've come to midpoint. And you can see that the architecture is quite different down the south. Where up north, everything is like, really good stone and only some wooden structures. Here you have the same kind of stone that you saw that crumbling wall made out of. Focused in what appears to be the town center, with a lot of wooden buildings surrounding it.
I don't know.
So we get horses now?
Yeah, we should probably head to the stables.
Is there like a big group of people with like loaded carriages or something like that?
Big group of people with carriages. Yeah, it looks like there's various peasants wandering here and there, like carrying supplies, moving donkeys along with carts of produce and such. You saw coming in that there was various farms surrounding this particular town, and it's getting on towards dusk. So people are going around lighting up torches, lighting up candles, just generally trying to keep the area, well lit and everything.
Well, let's get it late. So we should probably go find an inn.
Sounds good.
Yep, let's go find an inn.
Onwards to finding the inn.
Finally, I'm going to use my name generator. Rather than just going with, I have no idea how to name things.
Let's see, that's Bob, that's Phil. That guy's a villain. His name is Keith, because nobody likes Keith.
Alright, the inn is called the Mysterious Jester.
Ooh, fancy.
It is the typical inn/tavern type of place, like not like the place that you were just in before, which was pretty much only a Yeah. Sorry. For some reason, my brain just suddenly stutters and I can't speak. Okay.
That's okay.
So to the last place you were at, which was back in Fire Down, which was like, inn and tavern are all separate. The other places where the tavern is pretty much just a tiny little room for people to, who are staying at the inn to eat, their rations in instead of, coming out there and doing stuff. Alright.
Frederickson's actually going to get his own room.
Give me a minute.
Okay.
Alright, so you come up to the tavern. You hear lots of music playing in the square. It's the 80th of renewal, and it looks like people are getting ready for the Festival of Divine, which is in just over a week.
That sounds like fun.
Not enough time.
That's true.
So you see like banners and people working on flower arrangements and everything. They're getting ready for the beginning of summer. This type of festival is not celebrated in Lauren. Again, your country is ruled by vampires, and they prefer dark times. So they have a huge winter celebration that lasts a week.
Oh, last time Frederickson went through that, man. That was one hell of a party.
Yeah. So basically, when it comes to Lauren, their winter celebration is one part Christmas, one part Hanukkah, one part any other light festival that you want to think of, one part Mardi Gras. Basically, all of those type of major parties that last a week rolled into one.
That's where all the fine Dragonborn ladies come out.
It's when all the fine Dragonborn ladies would like you a lot, yeah.
Or any lady. Frederickson doesn't discriminate.
Right. I'm just putting you in a random map. Just a random, in map. Easiest way to deal with it.
Fair enough.
So you get off your carriage. The carriage is picking up people for the return trip back to Fire Down. And you guys are... Great. Did I... hold on a second.
Okay.
I hate when that happens. I set something to the wrong layer. Anyway. So yeah, your carriage is returning back to Fire Down. And you guys are just heading off to the main inn, which is close to the stables, but not so close that the smell would be overwhelming. There are people inside, kind of like, actually it just appears to be the stables. Ugh. Oh, well, I'll live with it. So yeah, it's like, there's the stables and the inn are pretty much in the same general location. This tavern here and various couple of rooms they can rent for parties and guests. This room over here has been pretty much booked up already, which is a kind of a problem since it seems to be that there's at least 4 of you, plus you see that Jason is still kind of tagging along behind you. There's a lot of noise, just general revelry coming from inside, people laughing, not bothering to put tokens out quite yet, just having your tokens out for now. Music playing, all that.
It's a grand old time. Where am I? There you go. Here. You said all of these rooms are booked up, or all of these ones?
The biggest rooms, there's a large,
Okay.
party visiting the town.
Alright, why don't we go to the counter of the inn/tavern? Talk to the inn/tavern keeper. /bartender.
Alright. Time to roll up a random NPC! Huzzah!
Yay!
Where are you, Xanthar's Guide? You have the best NPC generator I've ever seen. Yeah, I'm serious. Those of you who don't own Xanthar's Guide, you should consider investing.
Is that the one with the beholder on the cover?
Yep. Xanthar, the Xanthar is on the cover, yep. That's why it's called Xanthar's Guide.
There's also a giant goldfish.
Yes, its pet. Its favorite pet. I don't know how many generations of Xanthar have kept the same goldfish, or if it's just the current. It's just the current Xanthar that happens to have the goldfish. But I find that to be one of the most endearing traits. It's like, oh look, a mighty beholder that runs this Assassin's Guild sort of thing. It's like, oh, but he loves its goldfish. So it's like, just very funny. Get over here, Die. Alright. So there is a human woman standing behind the bar that also seems to double as the register's desk. That's the name of it. I was trying to remember from earlier. Register's desk of the inn. She looks up and smiles. Hello there. What can I do for you?
Hi. Well, I was wondering if you happen to have 3 rooms available. 1 for 2 people and 2 for 1 person each.
Well, I'm afraid that our biggest room is blocked up. We have 2 regular bedrooms available, plus we have a large common space with a kitchen you can also rent.
Okay, let's do that.
All right.
How much would that cost?
That'd be 3 silver.
I give her a gold.
Oh, well, how generous of you.
It's not a problem. I don't have change anyways, so...
She laughs. You're funny.
I like to think so. Alright, so I'm gonna go and let the party know. I'll tell the bard that he gets his own room, and I'll tell the barbarian and Jason that they get the common area.
Good.
Fine by me.
Are there any bards playing? Any musicians?
Yeah, you hear like lots of flute and violin music coming from the main room. You see a group of bards clustered around. They're actually more like playing right outside the door here. But the music is kind of like drifting all throughout this area, but it's kind of set so that anybody trying to sleep up here isn't necessarily bothered by the noise as much as they would be if it was in the main room.
Is there a crowd gathering by the bards?
Yeah, there's some people like sitting around at the various tables nearest to the door, drinking ale, eating bread and chunks of meat. They're kind of enjoying the music. They're slapping their feet and.
Toe tap, good time.
Mhm.
Let's see. Do I want to do this now or do I want to hold on to it? No, I'll hold on to this.
First, he goes back to his room to work on making a couple bombs.
Nope, forget it. Welfare's doing it. He's gonna go up to the bards. And would you be open to taking a request.
What kind of request? One of the bards asks.
Well, I have a story that I doubt many have heard. I'd like to pass on this story, and I could always use backup music to be playing to set the mood.
The bards nod in agreement with you.
Let's start with, they're all playing like string instruments.
Well, you got one person on a violin, another person on a flute. There was somebody singing originally, and someone else seems to have some kind of, I don't want to say a triangle. Basically, it's occasionally dinging it.
Ding!
Big triangle solo.
At least it's not a wood block.
No, I'm reminded of that Geico commercial.
Yeah.
Got it. Alright, so
Song needs more cowbell.
let's... Shut up. Let's start with something nice and slow, nice and relaxing. How much is this going to cost me to have you guys play this music for the story I'm about to weave?
They kind of look at each other and go, how about we, figure out, we'll see how what the crowd thinks. And if they hate it, we'll charge you, whatever we would have made. And if they love it, we, settle on a percentage.
Very well. That sounds more than fair. So describe the crowd in here. Is it like just mostly middle-aged people drinking?
Humans, for the most part, some halflings, 20 to 50, an age, anywhere between those. You don't really see any kids around, at least not here in the tavern. You probably heard, kids out in the street at some point, but, it's late, and they're probably all being pulled off to bed.
Got it.
You don't see any other tieflings, but at the same time, they're not giving you any dirty looks. So.
That's fine. Alright, so something nice, slow, relaxing. Use your best judgment when I'm going with this. And I am going to start with, ladies and gentlemen, gather around for the story of the crystal rain that once was a rain of a crystal. It is seen in the islands to the west. Such a sight never before witnessed in the prime material plane. Expeditions were launched at once, as various kingdoms believed that they would be the first to claim such riches. The kings and queens waited for words, but none ever returned. More and more they sent, bankrupting themselves. Such greed led their kingdoms to fall into ruin, open to attack for those who saw nothing. And that is the legend of the Crystal Rain, for none have been able to find it. This crystal is legend to stay, still be on the island where it was first witnessed. Spread the word. And I give the crowd a playful wink.
The music that accompanies it seems to be, quite appropriate for the tone of the story.
Alright.
Can you also roll me a performance check?
Oh, please be good. It's all right.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, the people around seem to quite enjoy that. And 11 gold comes your way.
Well, I'll turn back to the bards. Give them a nod. I thank you for playing the music as beautiful as you did. It wasn't my best song, but it wasn't my worst. Anyway, we've gathered here 11 gold here.
We'll be sure to remember the song. Now,
how would you like to split this?
they kind of confer amongst themselves and say, well, there are several of us and one of you. How about 50-50? 50 to you, 50 to us to split further.
No, you're being much too humble. Let's call this 75-25. You can have three quarters of this.
Are you serious? One asks. You are being quite generous.
Well, as you said, you guys had to work harder. There's more of you. So why shouldn't I?
You hear more cheers coming up from the people.
And I'm going to start using Minor Illusion to just play this very nice, relaxing music as we're just talking, so it's not silent in here. So I would get 2 gold, 7 silver, 5 copper. After doing the exchanges.
All right.
And, yeah.
Sounds about right.
And do you want to perform check for the Minor Illusion?
Yes.
I really wish I could inspire myself.
18 is not bad.
At the end of the night, before you go to bed, you've discovered that an additional 6 gold has been offered to you and the bards.
An additional how much?
6 gold.
6? I'll give them 66% of this. So 6, that's 2. They'd get 4, I'd get 2. Give them a bow, and I go back to my table.
You're quite good at all this, Jason admires.
I've had enough practice entertaining my wife.
I bet she's sad that you're all the way over here, far away from her.
I would assume so. As soon as I can get back to mainland, I'm going to have to spend quite a while with her.
As he's doing this, Ironius does his jog around the town, just stretching his legs from the 5 days journey.
Yeah, it's quite small compared to, it's quite small compared to the city you'd been in. It's much easier to run around this. In fact, it takes about 3 complete circuits to equal one of the city that you were in before. But unlike the city, there's no weird looks from guards. Instead, you notice that the outside of the town has some mild wooden blockades having been set up. They're not like obvious all the town. There's no wall around the town. Looks like there was one in ancient times. Like here and there you find bits of upraised stone that was clearly manufactured of some kind. But it looks like somebody's been building wooden, I want to say battlements that surround like the various buildings, like with some spikes, and then other things that can be rapidly moved into place if an attack is sounded nearby. Like somebody sees something marching over the hills, everybody springs into action, moves the big pieces of wood with the spikes on the other side into place, and suddenly there's no way in or out for that matter.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. He's just doing his jog. He's got an 18 constitution. You don't do that by sitting around all the time.
Yeah, the sort of things you tell people who sit around all the time.
If ignorance is bliss, you must be the happiest person alive.
Probably is.
That is excellent.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Ferguson's pretty damn happy too.
Hey, that was That's one of my bardic vicious mockeries. So, yeah. Got a whole list of them.
Which would be funny if you tried it on him. It's like, I am so happy.
What would you like the role to make bombs?
Do you have all the materials needed for it?
Sure, I do in my bag. Because I like to make bombs.
All
I have
right.
gunpowder. I'm sure. I got mechanical equipment to make.
As long as
stuff
you
like
have
that.
some of the equipment, then you start rolling Tinker's tools.
Intelligence or Dex?
In this case, actually, you probably need to do one of. You probably have to start off rolling intelligence just to make sure that you remember.
Nope, I don't remember.
Then you're still getting drawing a blank for the evening. You can't remember how to make a bomb.
I'm way too tired for this. I'll try
Exactly. But basically,
with the group.
Basically, after that, you would be rolling successive dexterity checks to make sure that you are putting a bomb together correctly, and if you spectacularly fail, the bomb will explode on you.
Awesome. Would be the first time.
Yeah. Well, of course, this time there's not a whole
bad.
bunch of little Leviathan-like creatures. Leviathan, as in Leviathan from Supernatural type creatures, ready to pounce and eat you. Yeah. Anyway.
These are
I'm gonna
so
sit at
bad.
the table
I
here
forgot
with
I
Jason.
wrote these.
Anyway, GM is getting tired and would very much like to stop for the evening now that you've made it down to midpoint.
Okay.
Yeah, hopefully next session will include some nice fighting, since you've left the safe, basically the safe area of the country, and have now gone into the point where, they need cover. They need. They're worried about, the undead possibly coming up here. They've mentioned orc raids occasionally happening in the area. And you won't be riding around in a carriage, so more potential dangers.
Awesome.
Yeah,
So I'm going to post something into Roll20. It's probably my favorite vicious mockery insults that I have on my list.
Yeah, that is vicious.